Alrighty guys, this is a video that we are going to do on both the membership channel and for all the public members. However, I do appreciate you guys on the membership channel. Every little thing helps, and it's going to help keep fishing the odds going in the right direction. Times are getting tough. You members out there are helping me keep the Fishing the Odds content relevant and up and coming and recurring. So I appreciate you guys. Now let's dive into the video. First of all, it's almost Christmas time. Boom! I got on my Christmas stuff. I got my PJs on. My kids are excited. It is going to be a kick-ass Christmas. Santa, he going to be treating the kids good this holiday. Anyway, so I want to talk about the 5 things you need to know to become a better steelhead angler. Maybe not even become a better steelhead angler, but just to create a thought process in your head to direct you toward making the right decisions and the right moves, and just to get your brain kind of thinking, right? Because you can go fishing a lot of times in the wrong spot, the wrong time, this and that, and just not be wasting your time because you're always out in the outdoors having a good time. But there's a lot better things you could be doing to put yourself on some fish, and a lot of it is just a little research and a little bit of know-how. So let's dive into this, guys. It should be a good little video. But we're going to start with step 1. Boom. Step 1. So the first thing I'm going to say that you need to know to become a better steelhead angler is going to be what? Comment down below. Comment what you guys think. I'll wait. Okay, so number 1. This kind of is a toss-up between 2 different things, but I'm going to say timing. Timing! Exclamation point. So I say that timing is number 1 because if you don't know how to read a river level, you don't know what the average river level is of the river that you're fishing, this could affect a lot of things. And you could show up to a river and it could be brown. You could show up to a river and it could be low and clear, crystal clear. Even if there were steelhead, they wouldn't be biting. So knowing the timing of when to go fishing is important. Also, run timing. A little research goes a long ways. Washington has escapement reports you can look up for when hatchery stock return and some wild fish return. Bonneville Dam has fish counts when fish are coming up the Columbia River. Willamette River has fish counts when fish are coming up the Willamette River Falls. And you could check all these counts online. You could check river levels online. But most importantly is to think about this before you go, right? Just because you like the Sandy River or the Washougal River, just because you like something doesn't mean you should just go there and fish it. However, you should do a little research before you go, right? It's the age of the internet, guys. It's not that hard to figure out where fish are when they are. So along with the escapement in Washington, this and that, Oregon, Clackamas River has PGE counts, blah, blah, blah. Just some helpful little information for you guys to get out there and utilize to better time your fisheries, better time the times that you are going fishing. So timing, I would say, is the number 1 because you could know how to fish and just be in the wrong spot every single time, the wrong time of the month. Some fisheries, most of their hatchery fish come back December, January. Some come back February. Some don't have a hatchery stock or a very little one and have a wild stock, and wild fish come back later. So there's little things you guys could think about to better put yourself on fish. I wish I could give you examples without giving river names, but I can't. Everybody knows about the Sandy and Clackamas, that's why I use them as examples. But not every river is going to have early fish. Not every river is going to have late fish. Some are super early, and by time January comes, you're done. Your time is done. So think about what I said, timing is important. I purposely don't fish certain rivers that everybody knows about because there's too many people there, but timing, I would say that's your number one. So a little bit of research goes a long ways. Check your flows, check your river levels, check your hatchery escapement reports on Washington. If you guys don't know how a fishery is doing, or when at the end of the week how many fish they got back, call the hatchery. Call the hatchery. It's a very good tip. The hatchery workers will tell you how many fish came back that week, and then you'll have an idea of how many fish are in the system, and then you'll be able to go out and fish that system. So timing is number one. Number two, what do you guys think it is? Comment down below. Boom. Red is number two. Blue is number one. Red is number two. What is it? Location. Boom. More explanation points. So location is like it sounds. Where are you fishing? Now, I understand some people don't have a lot of money. They can't drive very far. They're stuck at their local fisheries, or they've been fishing their local fishery since they were a kid, and they once caught a 20-pound steelhead there, so they keep fishing the local fishery. And then they go, fishing sucks nowadays. I only catch one steelhead a year here. Well, it's like they close hatcheries. There's a lot of things you guys really got to be paying attention to, because there's actually some fisheries local to here that are closing this year. The last hatchery returns are this year. And so location is very important, because you could be fishing a river that doesn't hardly plant that many fish anymore. And hatchery fish, whether the Native Fish Society guys say so or not, are needed to have a good return of steelhead. So location is number two. Pick your rivers wisely. Do research before you fish them. If it's your local fishery, do some research on it as to why you're not catching that many steelhead. Typically, and a lot of people like to blame YouTubers for this. I'm kind of segueing a little bit here, but a lot of people like to blame YouTubers for everybody ending up on the same river. However, shutdowns and deductions and hatchery numbers and things like that drive people into the same area. And so YouTubers like Addicted and myself, we take the blame for everybody kind of congregating in certain areas. Even rivers that I don't have videos on, like, I'll get hate, and I'm like, I don't even film here, but they blame me anyways because numbers are reduced everywhere else and closures and this and that. But locations. Location is important. So please, guys, just do some research. Fish rivers that have good numbers coming back, and that have a hatchery stock coming back. Some rivers are native fish only, and if you're going in like December or January for native fish and you only catch one, it's like, well, a lot of native fish come back later. So read forums, do some research. Location is definitely number two. If you pick the certain rivers wisely and you go based off of what we talked about for number one, timing, you can really start to up your game, up your numbers. So talk to guys on the bank too. Talking helps. So what is number three? What is number three? 5 things you guys need to know to become a better steelhead angler. I'm going to throw number 3 on the board right now. How you fish. How you fish. Boom. I'm not good at writing, guys. This is probably all like slanting because I'm short. Here, there we go. Boom. Should we do this? Should we go 1, 2, 3? There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. We got a dot. We got 1, 2, 3. So this is technique and water depth and water speed and everything like that. This is kind of what I'm talking about here. So if you're in, I'm going to keep this basic. I'm going to keep this short and sweet. If you're in a 3-foot run, walking speed water, where it's continuous ripple through the whole thing. And there's a lot of cobble on the bottom. Just fish a bead off the bottom, where you have some split shot, a 6-foot leader, and your weight's kind of dredging on the bottom a little bit, and your bead's fluttering in the natural current, and it's kind of skipping along the rocks. Like, fish your bead on the bottom. So if you're in a 3-foot hole, put your bobber stop at a foot, have a 5-foot leader, 3 split shots on your leader, spread out evenly through it. That way your split shots are kind of trickling down in the bottom of that cobble, right? That's how you fish a shallow 3-foot run, or you're bobber dogging, where you set your bobber stop to like 4 feet, and that way your weight's ticking on the bottom the whole time, and you have your bead following behind, and then a steelhead can come and get it from the bottom of the river, right? So that's how you want to fish some slow-moving cobble, walking speed cobble, stuff like that. Shallow, 3 to 5 feet even, all the way to 6 feet, just depending on the speed of the current, right? So and then second to that, like if you're gonna fish a worm or a jig and you're adamant, you're like, I gotta fish this worm, I gotta fish this jig. I'm a jig fisherman, that's all I do. You're probably not gonna catch as many fish where your jig is scooting by the bottom of that cobble because that current's a little too fast for that presentation. And that's just my opinion. This is my opinion. I think that if your jig blows by a steelhead and it's not skipping along the bottom, being slowed down in that heavier current, it's probably not going to get bit as much. And same with the worm. And if you're fishing a big worm too, how you fish, this kind of ties into it, is a big worm is kind of for like your aggressive fish. Like you're going to have your fish that, like that pressured fish that you're at a hatchery or wherever you're at where there's a lot of people, and they see a whole bunch of presentations all day. A little tiny bead, a smaller 8 mil, 10 mil bead is going to catch more fish than your giant pink worm that's floating through there. It's like 7 inches long, right? Like that steelhead's like, no, I've seen too much shit today. So anyways, in those super pressured situations, fish smaller presentations. On the other side of that, guys, if you're fishing a slower tail out, a deeper run that's say 8 feet, but it's slower, but there's still cobble on the bottom, but it's just slower moving. Run that chandelier bead or that jig or that worm or that beta eggs. Run that to where it's off the bottom a little bit, right? Run it to where you're about 6 inches off the bottom. That's about where a fish's face is going to be if its belly's rubbing that dirt. Most fish hang on the bottom, so if you're in those slower stuff, fish it slow. Fish it with a vertical bobber, right? Your presentation's below it, and you're floating down the river, okay? That's how you're going to want to fish that deeper, slower stuff. So how you fish is important. I think this is, I mean, a lot of you guys are steelhead anglers, you know, that have been following my channel for a long time, and you already know some of this stuff, but some of this caters to the beginners that don't know all this stuff. So if you're fishing a shallower, faster run, fish something that's trickling along the bottom. Maybe you're drift fishing, corky and eggs. That way it's skipping along the bottom and it's slowing that presentation down in the rocks, giving that fish more time to react to it. If you're fishing deeper stuff, run your chandelier stuff. And if you're looking for aggressive fish, less pressured fish, it's okay to fish a worm and stuff like that. But if you're in a really pressured area, I would say ditch the worm because it's huge, it's in your face. They're probably not going to react to it too much. However, let's dive into step 4 now. Not step 4. Let's dive into the 4th thing that you need to know to become a better steelhead fisherman. And if you guys have like tips and tricks and ideas that you want to insert down below, I'd love that. I would love that. This is just my little list of things I think that you guys need to know or beginners should know so they can go catch more fish. So we got timing, location, how you fish. What is the 4th thing you need to know? Somewhere in this list, I kind of want to throw in color, but I'm not going to. I don't think that color is as important as some people think it is, so I'm going to leave that one off there. So this one, guys, is more of a feeling. This is more of a, if you're a driven kind of a person or if you're not, right? I don't know how to word this, but I would say maybe like willingness. Willingness. Yeah, let's call it willingness. Your drive, right? So this one is particularly important to me because for those of you guys who know me and have fished with me, I will go whatever length, whatever distance, however far, however long. I will cancel my plans. I will do whatever I got to do to stay out here as long as possible. This is kind of that category. So if you want to be part of the, the top 10% that catch the fish, yada, 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 willingness and drive plays a huge part in that. Now, you got to get these things in. You got to get timing, location, and how, and willingness, okay? If it gets dark at 5, I'll fish till 5. If I have to. If it gets dark at 9, I'll fish till 9 if I have to. If every river near my house is blown out, I will drive 3 hours if I have to. That's my mindset. That's how I fish, because you only live once, and for me, if I want to catch a fish, I want to go catch a fish. It's not even just about the fish. It's not even about numbers for me. I don't even care about catching 15 fish a day. I care about being out in the outdoors and catching 1 fish a day. But, whole nother video, whole nother subject. If you want to be top 10%, catch the most fish, have willingness, have drive. Do what you got to do. Go the length. Okay, go the distance. Because this is important. This is probably number 1, to be honest with you. I just thought of it while filming this video. I figured I'd have to throw that up here because it's very important. It's probably, like I said, the most important. So, some of my buddies, they want to call it quits early. They got things they got to do, yada, yada, yada. Sometimes I'll stay out there longer. I'll just like, see you later. I'll just keep staying out there, and then all of a sudden there's a Fish in the Odds video where I'm fishing by myself because nobody could stay as long, and then that's when the fishing got good at the very end. I mean, you never know. This is scenario dependent, but willingness and drive. Like, have that ambition, have that drive. Go the distance. Travel as far as you got to travel. Talk to as many people as you got to talk to. Do the things that you have to do to catch the fish. When you're cold, when it's raining, when you're miserable, it doesn't matter. Like, if you want to catch your fish, go fishing. Doesn't matter what it is. Now, if there's a river, timing, right? If there's a river that's blown out, I'm going to say who cares, because I know there will be one river somewhere that will fish. So I'll drive around from creek to creek to creek till I find that river that fishes, and then I'll catch my fish. So, depends on how driven you are, how motivated you are. So that's number 4. Drive, willingness. Okay? Last thing that you guys need to know to become a better steelhead angler. The blue takes the win. Number 5. This one is more so your gear. I'm going to call it comfort. So, in order to have willingness and drive, you gotta be comfortable. So, if you have waders that leak, you got a small, slow leak at the knee, you can't cross that river at your waist, you can't go that extra mile. You gotta spend the money to get yourself the right gear. It's like going to Harbor Freight and buying the shittiest tool. You don't need to do that. You could go somewhere else. You can get yourself some nice Craftsman stuff. It's the same with waders and like jackets, rain jackets. I used to think anything to get out there on the water for just, a few hours, right? Anything, right? But I actually, when I took the time and I saved the money to get myself the Sims Gore-Tex jacket, the Reddington waders, the Sims waders. You know, like if you take your time and you actually get yourself the right gear, you save your money. You can go the distance. You can have the willingness and the drive. You can be out there for longer. So I think that comfort, willingness, and drive kind of go hand in hand. You got to have your timing, your location, and how you fish, willingness, drive, but comfort is huge. If you don't have the long johns, go to Fred Meyer, buy yourself some discounted long johns. Like, you need to be warm when you're out there in the winter. You got to be able to go the distance. If you don't have gloves, get yourself a pair of gloves. Put yourself some latex gloves inside your fishing pack, and then you can put them on, and then you can put your warmer gloves on, and then you're dry. So there's things you could do to stay dry, stay comfortable, to keep your willingness up, to keep your drive motivated. So comfort's huge. Buy the right gear, the right fishing boots. If you're hiking in water a lot and you're not in a boat, buy some felt. Some felt boots have good traction on the slippery rocks. Rubber boots, rubber soles do not. You'll slide all over the place. Know what you're doing, where you're doing it. Be comfortable, buy the right shit. Don't skimp out on this part. It may cost you $1,000 to get all the right gear to be out there and be comfortable, but do it. It's worth it in the long run. It's going to give you the motivation and the things that you need to go out there and catch the fish. So that's it, guys. That's my list of the 5 things you need to know to become a better steelhead angler. The first 2, most important, timing and location. Like I said in the video, those are huge. How you fish is pretty big, but where you fish is more important than how you fish, which is your location. If you are fishing where there's a lot of fish, you can actually screw up the how you fish and still catch fish because there's so many fish. So willingness, drive, comfort, adapt, overcome any obstacle. If you're not catching fish, travel, go other places. You will stick to this list, you'll catch fish. So that's all I got, guys. Subscribe. Thank you, members, for tuning in and supporting Fishing the Odds. It's tough. I did a giveaway last video, guys. So this winter, I will be taking one of you members fishing because we are due for taking a member fishing. It's part of the membership program. I take one fishing every few months. Last trip I did was Buoy 10. That was August or September. Now we're in December, so it's been a few months. It's about time to take another one of you guys fishing. So one of you lucky members are going to go steelhead fishing with me. I appreciate you guys for staying tuned this long. And yeah, comment down below anything you guys think would make you a better steelhead angler. Now, that's it. We'll see you on the next one, guys.